Okay, guys, social media guidelines take 2. So we're going to talk about some more social media guidelines for our kids that may, in the end, help them, hopefully. So the first one is going to be content rules. So no posting personal details, location, or vacation in real time. And that means you may not even want them to post their pictures of your vacation in real time, or you may not want that as well for yourself, because then that would let people know that we aren't home. And even though it most likely won't happen, we never know what could happen, right? So avoid sharing inappropriate, mean-spirited, or overly revealing photos. We probably don't want our kids doing this. It's really easy to, of course, be mean online because you're faceless on some apps, and even with people that we know in school, right? It's just easiest to have that buffer for us to think that we can say whatever we want. And of course we can't, because those have real implications in life that I believe we have seen play out in the news before. And no overly revealing photos. Of course we don't want our kids to do this. And this really does come into the territory sometimes, especially if we're sending nude photos, right, to other people our age. We start getting into child pornography, which sometimes children do not know, and I think it's a great idea to actually tell them and talk to them about that. Think before posting. Would you be okay if a teacher, grandparent, or future employer saw what you posted? And again, this is just trying to make them aware of the implications, really unforeseen consequences in our future. And I know that's hard as teenagers or kids, but if we continue to talk to them about it, hopefully they will understand that there are just some things we don't want certain people to see. And nowadays, everybody's got a cell phone, and sometimes we post dumb stuff on there, and that really implicates us in things that we don't want to be implicated in. So online safety and stranger danger. It's weird because, when I had young kids, stranger danger was just where we were in the moment, or if they weren't in my line of sight or at school or walking home or somewhere. Now we've got to do online stranger danger as well. So never talk to or meet strangers online, right? We really don't know how old they are. I mean, as parents, we understand this, so we just got to communicate that with our kids. If someone makes them uncomfortable, block and report the person. We don't have to be uncomfortable online, and I think that's super important that we teach them that. We're starting to teach kids that they don't have to hug people in real time, right, in real life. Why do we have to be uncomfortable online as well? Recognize phishing scams, fake accounts, and cyberbullying. So this is super important because unfortunately, our grandparents aren't understanding this due to the fact that social media wasn't really around when they were younger or even early adulthood. So it's super important that we teach our kids this because it is coming at us in all ways through text, emails, even social media, messaging apps. And then the last one is sorry about that. Parental monitoring and communication. So what this means is just keep an open dialogue. Encourage them to talk about their experiences, whether that's experiences in real life, right? Or if that's experiences online. We want to keep that communication open. And dinner time's a great time to do that, or when you're just hanging out playing with them, so they don't feel like you're putting them in the spotlight. That's super important. Establish rules about who they can connect with. Again, important. How old are they? Should they be connecting with anybody and everybody? Snapchat's really great at people just adding you because they see your name and they just find it somehow. I don't even know how that works. And do you want them to do that? Because we know some of those people aren't fantastic people and they're trying to push their content that is inappropriate most of the time. And consider using monitoring apps with their knowledge, but prioritize trust over spying. So I think that's really important. I think it's great to use monitoring apps as parents. Again, I don't think kids should really, or teens should have social media apps till they're 16. And then when they do have it, or if you give it to them when they're younger, it's super important that we monitor their behavior at all times. Only because it's not that we don't trust them, but it's that we want them to feel safe, and we want to feel safe. And you never know what's going on out there, right? You never know who's trying to contact your kid. So I think these 3 additional guidelines are really great and really helpful. So the next video, I'm going to have 4 of them, the last 4, for you guys, and hopefully they help. Drop a comment and let me know, do you already do these 3 things? Do you struggle with them? Let's start a conversation up.